So you're going to meet the owner, the dog named Allie, because she found it in an alley, and find out what you should do if you lose a dog. I mean, it's a very important story.
It is.
Okay, watch. Now, you just heard her story, and now I want you to meet Allie and her owner, Catherine Kane. And Catherine, when she went missing, what did you do?
I panicked. I couldn't believe she was gone. I started searching all over the place, searching in all of her haunts. It was freezing out that night, so we looked behind flower pots and in the bushes and any warm place she might seek some shelter. When I didn't find her, I was just heart-sickened. I didn't know what to think next.
I know when I called you from CAP and we had traced her down, your voice sounded so distraught. Before you even knew what was going on when you answered the phone.
I know. It had been hours because it was 5 o'clock in the morning and nothing was open. I couldn't call anyone. I searched the neighborhood. I got in the car. I drove the streets. I looked every place. By the time you called, I was in a state of, oh, I'll never see her again.
Well, now that she's back with you, does she leave your sight?
Never, never, never. We don't. She does not get out of my sight. And the very next day, I did get a new tag for her that has more information on it because I don't plan on her ever leaving me again, but I want to be more prepared. It was a hard lesson learned.
So you lose a little pet like, say, Seychelle here. She's so cute, so darling. All right, now what do you do? What do you do to find a lost pet? Cappy Mincer, who's the executive director of CAP, is going to tell us.
Well, Jan, the first thing, you must constantly be on the offensive. Do something every day. Never give up. And I suggest that you call the animal shelters in the whole area of Houston, the county shelters, call your veterinarian, call boarding and grooming places, and just put up signs everywhere. Blanket your neighborhood, blanket every place you can think of to put up signs with the picture is always better.
And what about a reward?
Very important to put that on the signs as well. Also, you might talk to the kids in the neighborhood, tell them you'll give them a reward. Put the animal on a leash, if it's a dog, of course, walk it around, ask people, do you know this animal? And many times you can find the homes that way. And the one big thing that people do need to do, one very important thing, is to get their animals microchipped.
And what is that?
Well, microchip is just what it is. It's a small chip that goes in the animals in between the shoulder and in the back, and it has a number, and then there is a central registry, a national registry. When the animals come in here to our shelter, we check everyone with a scanner to see if they have a microchip, and then there's a national register where you can find the owner of the animal.
So if you lost a pet, say, in New York, but it was registered here, you could still, I mean, it's all over the world.
It's a national registry, right.
Okay. Now, it wouldn't be fair to be here at Citizens for Animal Protection without taking a look at some of these little precious animals that are up for adoption.
This is Milo and Eli. They are 3.5 years old. They're just absolutely the sweetest, most precious kitties. We'd like to place them together. They've been together all of their lives. This kitty here is 7 years old. Just a youngster. She would love to go to a home where she would be the only kitty and get all of the attention. This is Polly. She was a homeless mom kitty. Came in with all her little babies. We found homes for all of her children, but she's still looking for a home for herself. She's sweet as she can be. She's spayed, and her name is Polly. Just a beautiful little cat.
Hey everybody, welcome to this week's edition of Legally Speaking. With me is Jeff Crawford, who's a really well-known attorney in the city, and he's very, very smart. Jeff, I want to go back because a couple weeks ago we talked about what to do if you're in a car wreck. I got several emails on this subject, so I want to go back and get a little more details on this. Walk me through step by step, what do you do if you are in a car wreck?
Well, the key to the car wreck is documentation. You need to document what's taking place at the scene. If you can, a lot of times you may be so seriously injured you can't do that. But if at all possible, of course you need to obtain information from the guilty party. If you've been hit through no fault of your own, you've got to obtain insurance information from the guilty party.
Now, is it okay just to go up to the person and say, hey, I need your insurance card, I need to write everything down?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And do not hesitate to call the police.
Really, you should.
A lot of people think, there's been no crime that's occurred here. We don't need a police investigation. When in reality, down the line, you may need a report from an investigating officer.
That brings me to my next point. When do you have to call an attorney, or when should you call the attorney?
Well, that depends. So many people try to handle their claims themselves. Most people are aware that you've got to make a claim with the insurance company for the person who hit you or for the person who caused the accident. That's where the process begins. And for some and for a lot of people, it's an arduous process, and it's exasperating, and it's difficult. And a lot of times, that's when we get the call, is after a month, 2 months of dealing with the insurance company. Nothing's been done.
Nothing's going anywhere.
No one's been compensated. These folks either have obtained medical care that they need paid for, or they're lacking the medical care they need because there's a delay in the claims process.
Okay, what I want to do, because this is really good information, next week, can you talk to us about what happens if you are in a car wreck and you don't have insurance? Can we talk about that next week?
You bet.
Okay, what's your website and phone number?
Phone number 713-552-1117, WalkerTexasLawyer.com.
Jeff, thanks so much. Great info.
Thank you.
And don't go away, because when we come back, a fun place to take the kids this Easter weekend. So stay with us. If you'd like to teach your children about fire safety, the Houston Fire Museum on Milam Street can help. They've been around for over 100 years and are open Monday through Saturday. Adult tickets are only $3 and children are $2. Here the kids will see up close and personal fire trucks, equipment, and can even slide down a fire pole. It's a great learning experience for mom and dad as well, and the kids have a blast. For more information, log on to HoustonFireMuseum.org. Okay, folks, as you know, we gave away an $80,000 wedding, and with me is Tom Britton. He is with this great company. It's called Mem Movies. Now, Tom, when people get married, it's a little stressful, but moving in together is even more stressful.
Well, it can be, but 22 years ago, started the company, and our goal was to help make moving a stress-free and pleasant experience.
And it's worked.
Well, it has. That's been the secret of our success now for 22 years. We have a great packing crew. They'll go out and get our folks packed up and ready to go in no time. And then our team of professional movers will quickly and carefully get them into their new place.
So do you think that's part of the stress of packing up and moving in together, is the packing?
Yeah, the packing, the moving, or if you're going to do it yourself, trying to get your friends out to help you.
Oh, that isn't going to happen.
Well, number one, are you really sure they're going to show up?
Right.
And two, do they know how to safely and carefully move things?
Right.
Not break them?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. Okay, another factor too goes into couples that are moving in together is, I know this happened with my husband and myself. We had so much stuff. What can people do to minimize that? Because we were arguing about what to keep and what not to keep, and he wouldn't let me get rid of anything. I wouldn't let him get rid of anything.
That's why we also have storage. We can move.
That's a great idea.
We can make 2 stops, get the 2 households, move them in, and anything that's left over, just put in Mem Movers storage.
See, that's a really good idea. And another thing I wanted to ask you real quick is, you guys have been around for so long. What do you think is the secret of the success of this business?
Secret of success is 80% of our business comes from customers who've used us before, from referrals. And that's because we take extremely good care of our customers. That's why we got the Gold Star Award from the Better Business Bureau.
Now, you've met Chantrell and Desmond, the winners.
Yes.
What'd you think of them?
Oh, they're so nice.
Aren't they great?
And very appreciative, too.
They're so grateful.
They're going to have a great wedding.
They sure are.
Whoa.
Well, listen, we will see you guys in a couple weeks at the wedding.
Right.
And thank you guys for being here and giving us some great tips today.
Our pleasure. Thanks.
Well, we're out of time for today's show. If you have questions, comments, ideas, anything, just email me at wild@55thetube.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Lara's clothing provided by It's All About You.